Okay, so welcome guys again. So till now we have covered the lists in Python, and now from today onwards we will be covering dictionaries in Python. Okay, so we will be starting with dictionaries in Python. So let me first write dictionaries in Python. Okay, and let me name it as heading. Yeah. So how to declare dictionaries in Python? For example, lists are declared using square brackets. So dictionary will be declared using curly brackets. Okay, so we can declare dictionary using curly brackets. So for example, I am creating a dictionary 1 is equals to, we cannot use dict because it is a function. Okay, so I will show you how to declare dictionary. For example, dictionary is equals to, and how to declare dictionary, I have key 1. Okay, so we have keys and then values associated with, for example, key 1 value 1. Okay, key 2 and then semicolon and then its value will be 2, and then I will have key 3 and then I will have value as 3. Okay, so this is the way of declaring dictionary. We have keys and then we have values. In this way we can declare dictionary. Okay, so let us see the type of dictionary. Type function, and I would type dictionary 1. So let us wait for it to run. Okay, so it has run, and now I can see that it is a dictionary type. How can I print values in dictionary? For example, I want to know what are the keys in, for example, I would print dictionary 1. Okay, and I would use key 1, and now I will get the value associated with the key 1. Sorry, I have to use square brackets here. Okay, so now let us see. Yeah, I am getting the value as 1 because the value associated with the key will be printed. For example, if I want to print 1, it will give me error. Okay, so now I have no keys. We can only print the values in dictionary using the keys and nothing else. Okay, for example, if I have to print the value associated with the key second. Okay, so it will give me value as 2. Dictionary 2, sorry, I have dictionary 1. Okay, so it is giving me value as 2. If I want to know what are the keys in my dictionary, so I can simply write dictionary 1 dot keys. Okay, so I can see what are my keys in the dictionary. Yeah, the keys are key 1, key 2 and key 3, and I also want to know what are the values in my dictionary, so I can use dictionary dot values. Okay, so I can see what are the values associated with my keys. Okay, and another way of declaring dictionary is equals to, for example, I am naming my variable, okay, as dictionary. So now my variable is of dictionary type. I can see the type of variable. We can also declare variable using this type. Okay, so yeah, in this way we can change declare variables. For example, if I want to use dictionary, okay, so in this way we can also declare dictionary. Okay, for example, if I would create a list is equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and I like variable 2 is equals to dictionary list, so what would happen? We cannot convert dictionary update sequence. Okay, so it is not valid. We cannot convert like this. Okay, so yeah, let us move forward. Okay, so my variable is a empty dictionary. How to add items in a dictionary? For example, I would create variable and name as key 1. Okay, and give it the value as 34. Okay, and I can also use variable key 2 and give the value as 3422, and when now I will print my variable, I will get the keys and values. Okay, so key 1 34 and key 2 3442. So in this way we can create a dictionary by using, first way is to use a dictionary function, and the another way was to use using curly brackets with keys and values. Okay, so I must write here, it uses key value pairs. Okay, and we can only associate it, we can get values only using keys, not directly. For example, in list we can get the values using indexes. Okay, and directly also we can get the values, but in dictionaries it is not like that. Okay, so now let us move forward. So let us see that, for example, if I want to check my key 1 is in variable or not, so I would use key 1 in where, yeah, it will show me true, because we can see that if a key is present in the or not. For example, if I want to see 34 is present in the where or not, so for example I want to see 34 in where, so it will show me false, because we cannot see values directly, we have to see the values associated with keys. For example, if I want to see if value is in present in the where or not, so I will create a variable as values is equals to where dot values, and now what are my values, I would print values, and yeah, I can see that now I can type 34 in values, now it will show me true. Yeah, in this way we can see if our values are present in the dictionary or not. Okay, so now let us move forward. For example, if I want to count the words in a, okay, so let us see, count words in a string. So I would use so if I want to count words in a string, I would definitely use a dictionary. Why? Because it is associated with key value pairs. Okay, so it is easy for me to see the words associated. My keys would be the words, and my values will be the number of times the word is occurring. For example, my key would be a, and the value associated, for example, a is occurring in my 20 a is occurring 23 times in my string. So in this way we can see it. For example, I am creating a string is equals to hello users, please like and subscribe the channel. Okay, so it is my string. If I want to count the words in dictionary, how can I use this? First I will create a empty dictionary. Emp is equals to dictionary. Okay, so I am creating an empty dictionary. I have shown you how to declare how to create a dictionary using dictionary function. So we are creating a dictionary. Okay, and for now I will use the for loop. For, okay, for, okay, I will use word in. Okay, so w in, yeah, it is showing me like this, but I would not use my w in string. So my w in string colon if w, for example, if my w is not present in my dictionary, okay, so it is empty dictionary. If my w is not present in the dictionary, I have to increment it by 1. So my w is not in empty, then I would use indentation, and then empty w is equals to 1. So what would happen if I, like for example, see here, okay, if I am having for example, let's say hello, so my empty is equals to like this. Okay, so in at starting my empty is like this, but when I would traverse hello, for example, I would traverse h. Okay, so I can see that my it is not present in my empty dictionary. So how would I increment it? So I would create an empty, and then w, the for initial the w value will be 0. Okay, so it is 0, so empty 0 is equals to 1, so it will increment my value as 1. Okay, so empty w will be the letter of my string. Okay, so w will be the letter of my string, so h will equals to w. So yeah, in this way my first dictionary is created, and my dictionary would become, for example, my M2 would become like this, h, and the value associated it will be 1. For example, I am traversing, then e is also not present in my dictionary. Okay, so e is also not present in my dictionary. So how can I use this? So my empty then e, so my empty then e would be again would also be equals to 1. So my key value is changed to 1. Now my empty dictionary would look like empty dictionary. For first we had h, and then its value is 1, and now I am having e and its value is again equals to 1. So in this way my program is working. And if it is already present in the dictionary, so I would just increment it with 1. For example, if I encounter h again, so h is again present in the dictionary, so I have to increment it with 1. So empty w is equals to empty w plus 1. Okay, so yeah, in this way we can see. And now I will print my empty dictionary. Okay, so print empty, let us see. Okay, so it has counted my occurrence of words. For example, h is occurring 1 time, e is occurring 8 times, l is occurring 4 times, o is occurring 1 times. Okay, and space is occurring 7 times. How many times my space is occurring? 7 times. U 1 time, and all this, like all the letters are occurring this much of time. So yeah, in this way we can count words in a string. Okay, so now let us move forward. Okay, now let us see get function in dictionary. Okay, so get function in dictionary. Okay, so now let us see. For example, my dictionary was empty dot get. Okay, so my value is key and default none. For example, I would enter my key for e. Okay, let's say e. So my value is the value I am getting is 8. Okay, for example, if I don't have e, for example, I would give its default value as 0. For example, let us take x. Okay, so I don't have the value of x, so by default it is giving me 0 value. For example, if I remove this 0, it will give me empty value. Okay, so yeah, in this way we can use get function. For example, if I set default value as 299, it will give me 299. But if my value is present, for example my e is present, so it will don't give me default value, it will give me the original value. In this way the get function in dictionary works. So now let us see traversing a dictionary. How to traverse a dictionary? Okay, so now let us assume my empty dictionary only. Okay, so how can I traverse? For example, I would use for. So I would also, no, I would name it as another, for example, r in empty. Okay, I want to use print r. Okay, it is the value. No, it is not value, it is key, and then value of that key. Okay, so now let us see. Yeah, it is traversing like this, h1 e8 and like all this. So yeah, in this way we can traverse elements in a dictionary. Okay, so now let us move forward and see another thing. Can I sort now can I sort my dictionary? For example, I can use empty dot sort. Okay, yeah, for I can use print empty dot sort. And now let us see what is happening. Dictionary has not attribute sort. Okay, so it has no attribute of sort. Okay, so now let us see counting number of words in a string. Number of words in a string. Okay, so let us take the string like this only, the same string. Let me copy it and let me paste it here. Okay, and please show support to the channel. Okay, so it is my string and I would name this string as string 2. Okay, so I have created a string 2. I have to traverse all the words. So first I would use words, create words variable, and use words dot split function. Okay, so I would use string dot split, string 2 dot split. So here I will get a list of words. So let keep patience and see what I am doing. So now my words are splitted. Okay, so how can I count the words? For now I will use my create a dictionary count. Okay, so count is equals to an empty dictionary. Now I have created an empty dictionary. Now I will traverse that words list. For words in, for example, I would create a variable. Okay, so for I am creating a variable as word in words. Okay, if word, my word is not in words, not in, sorry, counts. Okay, so I want to traverse that in the dictionary. So if my word not in count, so I would use as count word. Okay, the key will be word is equals to 1, and else I would just increment the value of word. Okay, so count word is equals to count word is equals to count word plus 1, and then I would print my count dictionary. So now let us see. Yeah, hello one times, users one time, please one time, and two times, subscribe one times, the two times, channel is occurring two times. Okay, so in this way we can count the number of words in a string. Let us see the working of program. For example, I am showing you now working of my program. Okay, so my count dictionary, is empty. Okay, so my count is equals to, initially my count dictionary is empty. So for words, for word not in count, word initially the value of my word variable is 0, so my word is 0. Okay, and for word in words. Okay, so when the value of my word is 0, if word not in count, for example, initially the 0 value, so if, okay, so initially the value of my word would be the first word of my letter. So initially the value of my word would be hello. Okay, so when I would traverse, if word not in count, and so my hello is not in present in count, so my count with the key hello will be changed to 1. Okay, so in this way my value is changed to 1. Now my dictionary would look like count is equals to curly braces, and my dictionary would look like hello with the value as 1. Okay, so for example, let us take the example of and. Okay, for and in words, if my and not in count, if my and is not in count, so my value would be, okay, so the value of my count and the dictionary with and would be changed to 1. Okay, and now my count dictionary would become like this, with the hello and words. Okay, so my count dictionary would be like this. I would just correct it, and my count dictionary would be like this, and now with and with the value as 1. Now when I would encounter the word and again, my and is already present in the dictionary, so my value gets incremented to 2. Okay, so my count, this function will work, count word is equals to count word plus 1. Okay, so the count word value is 1, it will get incremented to 2, so my value of and will become 2. So yeah, in this way the function is working. Okay, so now let us move forward. So yeah, I have traversed that again, so it is the values have increased. For example, if I traverse it again, the value will increase again, and if I traverse it again, the value is increasing again and again, because my loop is running again and again, and every time my value is getting incremented. So yeah, remember that you have to run it only one time. Let us run this again, and now it is showing me the correct output. So yeah, till now we are done with dictionary, and we have seen that dictionaries are suitable. For example, if I want to change the value of users to 7, I can simply do it. How can I do it? I would simply use the value of count dictionary. The name of my dictionary is count, and I would change the value of users. Okay, so the U is capital, and change this value as for example 89. Okay, so now when I would print the count again, it will show me the value of users as 89. So yeah, dictionaries are mutable. You can change the values of the particular key. Okay, so till now we are done with the dictionary. In the next tutorial we will cover with tuples. Okay, we will cover tuples in Python.